I'm the crazy man that took Luard to Summerfest in 2026. And how did it go? As good as you think, horrible. I ranked maybe in the top 40s in a maybe 60 people event. Taking Luard, it was not great. I have an empty sleeve because this is my twin cast that I'm using on another deck. Crest and right line, root. Knees is hella expensive because it generates the crest. Leafall that you can revive when you ride into a grade 4 Luard with a discard, and when you ride over it with Luard, you Soul Blast and you draw. And the boss monster of the deck, Dragheart Luard. Luard is a pretty simple effect. Rit 3. At the beginning of the right phase, you put 2 normal units from your drop. You have many options, and on the bottom of the deck, and you stride for free, which gives you access to your G units without having to pay the cost like others. And it's stride skill, which is a CB1, and you retire a rear guard to call 2 grade 1s. Any grade 1s, it's not ritual locked, so you have many options. Going with the G zone, the core. 4 drag drivers, 4 drag striders, and Ogma. I legit, in playtesting, I went into this like 3 times. It's not the greatest stride. Every other stride that got a better 3rd stride than Luard. This is a Rit 5 GB2 Soul Blast when you retire up to 5 units to retire the same amount as to your opponent. If you retire 3, you draw and you get a red text that says that when this attacks, you CB1, you stand a rear guard. That rear guard gets plus 5k per each face up Ogma. Ogma in this deck to me is just a fodder for flips because the boss monster of this deck is Drag Strider Luard, which after you go into first stride Drag Driver Luard, you're always gonna go into Drag Strider Luard. Drag Driver Luard on the other hand, when it attacks, Rit 3, CB1, and you turn a G unit face up, you always flip up Ogma, and you call any card with Ritual in the deck. Drag Strider Luard, when he attacks, Rit 7 GB2, retire to rear guards, he gets plus 10k, a crit, a drive, and a guard restrict. The opponent can only guard from hand with grade 0s or orders. So you can get Sanctitude, you can get Twin Casted and stuff, but this makes it very hard for your opponent to guard because alone, if it attacks, it's a 48k. 2 copies of Luard because you need a Luard to discard for the effect of Drag Strider. Easy, 2 maples. This, when you go to grade 3 or higher, this revives itself from drop, so you discard this for ride. 2 Morfessas. Morfessa is pretty bad in this state. Morfessa, when it attacks, he gets plus 5k if you have 2 face-up G units. Sad. You can call out a unit with ritual ability that's not Morfessa, and on the drop it's also a grade 1, so it aids your Rit 7. After you discard a card and you call every single heal trigger from your drop. Theirs is super cool because when you place her, you counter blast 1, you look top 5, and you search up for a Shadow Paladin or an Undercover. You can get a PG with this, you can get Luard, you can get Morfessa, you can get Abyssal Owl. The second effect, 2 Luminosities. Luminosity, when it's placed, it gets plus 10k with a GB1 with 3, and when this is retired in your turn, you get plus 5 to the vanguard, and you also soul charge. This deck actually consumes a bit of soul. 2 the 4 Drag Saber Earthras that you can search with Dara and stuff. By Dark, when you discard, you get to E-Blast 3 and bind this to get a card that you discarded in your turn back to your hand. The 3 Tigris, this is sick. When you place it to guard, you put an Undercover on bottom of the deck, you get plus 5 shield, and also when you boost at the end of the battle, E-Blast 2 and return it to hand. This is one of the key components of the deck, Abyssal Owl. You discard this to search for Luard from deck or drop, and if you have 2 or more of it in the drop zone at the end of the turn, you can bind 2 to countercharge 1. 3 Preservation Angels, one of the main key points for defensive. At Rit 3, this gets a plus 5 shield and also intercepts. This is one of the main targets for Drag Strider Luard, or when you do your stride skill. 4 Elaine's. Thank you Aichi Icon for giving us this. When you discard this for ride, you revive it, you draw 1, you discard 1. And you revive it on rest, or if you Soul Blast, you put it in stand. Actually, I used to run 2 Dissection Angels, but I took them out for another deck. So take out whatever you want for that. Nexilla, it's an extra heal. I'll pack your choice of 4 crits, 8 crits, and 4 heals. And this one is a plus 15 if it's a second battle of the same unit. What do you think about my deck and my horrible choices on my first Summerfest? What should I have done better?